All right, let's get right into it. We've all been there, right? Filling out form after form, just trying to get through all the paperwork as fast as possible. But what if one tiny, seemingly harmless omission on an insurance application could literally unravel everything? Today, we're going to talk about a rule that could save you from an absolute financial nightmare. You know, it's a tempting thought, isn't it? Just leave out one little detail, maybe get a better premium, or just to make things simpler. But here's the thing we're about to see. When it comes to insurance, there's really no such thing as a harmless omission.
So you come across a pretty standard question. You've probably seen it a million times. And then your brain kind of clicks. You remember that claim you made a few years back. And you start thinking, does that really even matter now?
And just like that, the no box is ticked. It feels like a small thing, right? A detail lost to time. You get your policy, you feel protected, and you completely forget about it. The problem is, the insurance company won't.
Okay, so let's fast forward half a year. The unexpected happens. Maybe it's a fire, a flood, a huge liability issue. Whatever it is, it's serious. This is the exact moment you need your insurance to have your back. You file your new claim, thinking it's all going to be pretty straightforward.
But during their investigation, the insurer finds it. That old $20,000 claim you didn't mention, and all of a sudden your new claim isn't just delayed. You are now personally on the hook for the entire amount. We're talking $50,000, maybe way more, that you have to come up with. So why?
The verdict is just devastating. Because you weren't totally honest on your application, the insurer voids your policy. And this is the part that's so crucial to understand. They void it retroactively. It's like you never had a policy to begin with. That tiny little omission just turned into a catastrophic financial mistake.
So what is the legal principle behind this whole nightmare scenario? Well, it all comes down to something called the duty of disclosure. And believe me, this is a fundamental part of insurance law that you absolutely cannot afford to ignore. Essentially, you have a legal duty to be a completely open book. Under the Australian Insurance Contracts Act, you have to give your insurer all the information they would need to fairly figure out the risk they're taking on by insuring you.
And the law is crystal clear on this. You can't just say, oops, I didn't know I had to tell you that. That's not a defense. The responsibility to share all the relevant info rests 100% on you, the person asking for the cover.
Okay, so you have to disclose, but disclose what exactly? This is where we need to get super clear on the concept of a material fact. This idea is really the core of your duty. So, a material fact is basically any piece of information that would make an underwriter pause and think twice. You know, would they have charged you a higher premium if they knew about it? Would they have added some specific conditions to your policy? Or, and this is the big one, would they have just refused to cover you altogether? If the answer to any of those is yes, then it's a material fact. And what counts as a material fact is incredibly broad. I mean, it's not just about past insurance claims. We're talking about criminal convictions, high-risk hobbies like skydiving, or even pre-existing damage to your property. And for businesses, it could be anything from financial troubles like bankruptcy to big changes like opening a new location or hiring a lot of new staff. All right, so we get the what and the why. Now, let's get practical. How do you actually make sure you're protected and you're doing what you're supposed to do? It really comes down to knowing when you need to disclose. This pretty much breaks down into a simple three-step checklist. First, when you originally apply for the policy. That's the obvious one. Be totally upfront. Second, every single time you renew. A renewal isn't just a rubber stamp. It's a brand new contract, so you have to report any changes from the last year. And third, and this is the one people always forget, midterm. If something significant changes in your life or business, you have to tell your insurer right away, not wait for renewal. Look, if you walk away with just one thing from all this, please let it be this golden rule. When in doubt, disclose it. If you're even slightly unsure whether a piece of information matters, just tell your insurer or your broker anyway. It is always, always better to overshare than to risk your entire policy. And that really leaves us with one final question for you to think about. I mean, really consider your own situation, your business, your home, your life. Is there some little detail you've overlooked? Or maybe just dismissed as unimportant? Because as we've just seen, that one small detail could be the thing that stands between you and your financial security.